guess what? We just learned a ton this lesson. And you learned ways to be safer with your wallets, which is even more exciting. So let's do a quick recap of all the things we learned, because I know we learned a whole heck of a lot. So first off, we learned about what an NFT even is, right? And we created our own basic NFT, which had all the main functions that we needed. The token URI, which pointed the metadata. We had a mint NFT function and all of that. We stored our NFT on IPFS. We learned about the difference between storing on IPFS, which is going to be a little bit cheaper, versus storing our metadata on chain, which is going to be a little bit more expensive, but it's going to be a more decentralized version of our. We also briefly touched on Filecoin and Arweave, which are two decentralized storage platforms that we could alternatively use instead of IPFS, or instead of actually even storing on ETH mainnet, and just point to our Filecoin or our Arweave implementation. We didn't show you how to do that, but those are definitely resources for you to check out. We learned a couple more cheat codes in our scripts. We can actually read from files, and we were able to base 64 encode our files to a data URI. We learned about base 64 encoding as well, which is something cool in itself. We learned how to call anything, even if we don't have the interface. All we need is the function signature. We learned what this ABI.encode with selector finally is. We learned about function signatures, function selectors. We learned all about the different types of encoding and the different things that you can do to actually encode your data and what is really going on when we send transactions. And then finally, we learned exactly what's going on under the hood when we have a transaction. So we can even start viewing some transactions on our block explorer, scroll down to more details, and we can even see what input data people have sent with their transactions. So if I go to one of my accounts and I select one of my previous transactions, for example, the enter raffle from a previous lesson, I go click to see more, and we can see the method ID or the function selector here. Enter raffle is going to be this, and I can view this as the original, which shows the input data is just this, and I can go ahead. Maybe I could go to the SamCC Sun database, hit enter. It looks like this, sure enough, this function selector is for enter raffle, and we learned how to decode hex data, so we can actually make sure the transactions that we send in MetaMask are secure. Now is a perfect time to take a break, take some rest, go get some ice cream, go get some coffee. Tweet at me on Twitter because you're so excited that you learned all these super advanced methodologies. Just by you getting this far, I'm being 100% honest, you are better. You have learned some skills that even some top Solidity devs don't even know. So you are growing incredibly quickly, and we're not even done. We've got a few more lessons left. We're going to get to the most advanced section next, which is going to be this Foundry DeFi stablecoin. I'm probably going to combine these into 1 or 2 lessons instead of 3, then upgrades, and then governance, and then introduction to security. But you are on your way to becoming a phenomenal smart contract developer. So take that break. You need it. You deserve it. And I'll see you in the next one.